Hello everyone. Let's do a garden update tonight. A lot of things have changed. We've gotten a lot of rain and a lot of sun, and everything is wanting to grow and be and bloom, and I am so excited to show you everything. Let's go. You go get those squirrels, buddy. Go get them. So you got a big bean? Can sister help you get that big bean? No? You can get it yourself? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Can you show me? Oh, it is a nice big one.
Ooh, here's another. I'll let Pope play with it.
If there are some big ones, go ahead and pick them.
Yeah.
So, my squash, I was looking. Oh no, that is vine borer damage. Oh, and these have been so resistant. Oh, those little stinkers. I'm gonna have to come out here and like really do something about it. But this cantaloupe over here has these random, if anybody knows what this is, put it in the comments. This random dying of leaves, and it's just, it's not like one spot. Yeah, it's kind of random all over the plant. Yes, I know. That is what he's excited about. That's very big cantaloupe. There's a lot of cantaloupes, huh, baby?
I just saw them.
Zinni is almost blooming. Now, I was out here last night doing a garden update, and of course the battery in my camera died. So, I was talking about this okra, which is making okra. Now, I picked one from right here. It was delicious. Me and the baby shared it. But okra is so interesting that it looks like okra, and then it flowers, and then it goes back to looking exactly the same. Did you find some garden treasures? What do you got?
I touched
Ground
it
cherry?
and it fell off.
Oh, it's gonna be real sweet then. Ground cherries are the sought after garden snack in our family.
Yeah.
So all the okras are doing good. Like I said, I actually didn't do anything about the pest damage, and you can see whatever pest it was, nature took care of it, and now they're growing fine. The sweet potatoes are doing good. They're climbing up and through this fence. The loofahs are going up both T-posts and seem to be happy. All my walking onions are doing good. These cucumbers are new. Janelle gave me these ones. And, well, have sister help you find a ground cherry. Look, she gave you half. That's some sister love.
It's very sweet, so I don't want
Make sure to thank her.
I just want to eat half of it because it is very sweet.
Yeah. Check under all of them. So there's 3 ground cherries. Go check them. So there's one in each corner, and there's one by that tomatillo over there. So these beans are going to be producing soon. Thought they were a bush variety, and very curly see they're throwing off some runners. But every once in a while, even if it is a bush variety, you'll get a couple that try and throw off a runner to climb something. And you can give them something to climb or not, but they're still sturdy enough to hold themselves up. Oh, the garden in the morning just looks so nice. Jalapenos are doing good. That's a habanero, doing lovely. And our fish peppers are getting real big. I don't know when to pick the fish peppers, but if you can see, they're getting streaky. Let's see if I can't get the camera to focus on that. There it is. See the streaks on it? It's really neat. So I think they are supposed to be more like the length of your hand. Well, we're just going to have to search for something for you. This is setting, these are American yard-long cucumbers, and they're starting to set fruit, which is wonderful.
I'll find you something else.
The corn that was in the compost is doing much better than the corn that I put there, which has no compost. I just drill augered into the ground. But it's okay because those corn roots will help put some organic matter and everything and break things up in that soil, and they will just be a benefit for next year when I plant some actual big crops there. You see this comfrey is almost ready to do some tea, and I'm excited about doing a fermented comfrey tea. It adds a lot of minerals. Now you guys saw me harvest some parsley already, and it has already grown back that much, which is wonderful, which means I could almost get another harvest. I like parsley. We use a good bit of it. Now, Janelle and I were walking the garden the other day, and I go, look at my echinacea. There, and there. And we started looking at these, and I go, I thought this was the mixed echinacea. And the more and more we looked at it, we realized they're eggplant, which is fine. We like eggplant. I didn't think I had any eggplant this year, but they're doing real good. I'm excited about the eggplant. I have not successfully been able to grow eggplant. What do you got? What is it?
A mulberry.
A mulberry.
Yeah.
They're pretty good, huh? What do you like better, mulberries or blackberries?
Mulberry.
Mulberries? Yeah, I like them better too.
I haven't had them, so I don't know.
I tried to give you one the other day.
Cameron took it.
Oh, the life of a big sister. Thank you, my dear. You are so sweet and loving. So, this is a weed. These are supposed to be my pink and white dandelions, because I love dandelions. They are the most unappreciated flower in all the world, and I love them. And I can't get these to bloom, but that's okay. We'll do what we can. I think this dill is gonna make it. I'm hoping I'm gonna let it flower and let it spread its seed everywhere. Because I've struggled with dill. Everyone says if you get dill in there, though, it'll be in your garden forever. Oh, the roaring of little boys. This is my basil. It's finally getting some growth on it. Come out here and harvest that calendula. Janelle and I are going to do a winter remedy video. We're going to do calendula salve. We really like calendula salve for cracked skin. We're going to do a fire cider, and she's growing a toothache plant. We're going to make a tincture out of that, probably sooner than later, because my baby, who's 8 months, is teething ferociously and would really like that toothache. So the toothache, basically it helps numb the mouth. It's a really cool plant. So I had some growing, but it just didn't take for me. My soil's so messed up this year. We have the beans. These beans in the asparagus bed are starting to flower, which is exciting. Oh, this whole trellis fell down. We had a big storm. You can see it's leaning. I did not get it back up well. I gotta figure something else out. I love the Florida weave, but I gotta do it on T-posts, not on bamboo poles. It's just not strong enough. These beans are doing good. Just trying to put beans in a place that doesn't have the contaminated compost. Now all this back here we're gonna plant next year. You see these mats? We're gonna cover all this area with mats. So this area was silage tarped, and you can see everything's pretty much dead except for these green things. That's honeysuckle. Within a week, 4 days. Within 4 days of moving that silage tarp, it was back already. And I haven't had time to get the mulch up here yet. So I really want to do cardboard under the mulch, and it's a matter of sourcing cardboard right now. So what I'm going to do is, we have these big mats. They're just like kids mats, gym mats, workout mats. They're nice and big, and we have a lot of them. So I'm going to put them down in here, and it'll also be a nice place for the baby to sit while I'm working. And I got to go through and cut all this down. That magnolia tree is going to come down. We're gonna go all the way back. There's a drainage ditch behind it, and we're gonna go all the way back to there. And so like right here is a drainage ditch. On the other side of that, so we're gonna run chickens, like on the perimeter of the whole garden. Let's see the update on the tunnel. So I've got some more tomatoes. Look at all those. This is an heirloom. And it's just really, really hard to get this heirloom to even just have 2 stems. It just consistently keeps branching out more and more leaders. And I'm struggling. Heirlooms are hard. I'm struggling with them. At least with this guy, this slicer. And I don't know what kind it is. It's a seed given to me by a friend that was saved for years in this area, kind of more the Union area, which is a little bit west of us. But they're just called Dave seeds. But I feel like that makes it so special to me. So all of the tomatoes in here are starting to blush, which is exciting. Now these are in a 40% shade cloth because it gets so humid in here. But they're still setting fruit. They're still growing. I will get something from them, and that's, you know, I am just so happy and grateful that I am going to get something. Look at all this hornworm damage. Oh, good night. Still setting fruit though. So even in this 90-degree weather, these are still setting fruit. You see that little tomato in there. Oh, do you want to get down? You want out of the carrier? So they're still setting fruit. Now, you remember I cleared this space out. There are my radish sprouts that I planted to try and help the soil. So it seemed that in the outside bed, when I planted radishes, the beans that got planted after have very little herbicide damage compared to these beans. Have a ton of damage. But these are the purple potted ones, and they are my son's absolute favorite. He loves all things purple. Oh, look at my baby sprouts. They're getting eaten by something. I'm gonna have to take care of that. Oh, goodness. Well, I'll get on that later today. I like doing these garden updates because I make a list in my head of all the things I need to do. But if I don't write it down, as soon as I am done with this tour, then it was all for naught and I will forget to do them. Look at the red coming on there. Look at these potatoes growing wonky. Look how tall, like they're so tall they're falling over and then coming back up. I have never seen potatoes grow that way. They're just, and of course they have a lot of damage. But all these potatoes I planted last fall, and I tried to grow them over winter in here, and they ended up getting frost damage because this just doesn't hold enough heat at night. I had them in here with a frost fabric over top, and even still, the frost got to them. Oh, the sweet baby noises. What are you doing? But the Yukon Gold came back when spring came. These russets didn't come back until like the middle of summer, which was strange. That's why I didn't bother digging them. I thought they were gone. All garden treasures. But since giving all of the plants cell salts, they are setting fruit again, even in this very, very hot weather. Even the ones that are outside of the shade cloth. Let's see, we have even the cherries, the slicers, the paste tomatoes. Everybody is setting fruit again after getting a treatment of cell salts. And that was just one treatment. It was last week. And I haven't done anything else since. This morning I am going to go through and put king crab bacteria all over just the tiniest little bit at the surface of the soil to help with pests, to help make good, healthy soil to keep pests away, and just give them a one-up. Really, it's mostly for my squash, but you have to mix like a whole gallon, and and you use just like a drop on each plant, or near each plant. Let's check these carrots. These carrots I feel like have been growing forever. They're just not going down very well. I mean, it's only like that big, and it's been growing a long time. This tomato plant. So look at this tomato plant in here with these carrots. So it's right in here amongst all these carrots. There's no damage on it. I mean, there's some damage back here, but once the carrots went in, look at that new growth. That looks like a healthy tomato plant. So and these carrots hadn't been pulled. I was saying, what was here before? Nothing. So the carrots went in, and then this was a sucker that I popped off, so it was already damaged, because it was on a damaged plant. I popped it off, and then this is all new growth, and it looks fine. So I'm wondering if these root vegetables have some kind of capacity to heal this soil from the herbicide damage. Because so far it's what I'm seeing. The radish, the carrots. I might even, over the winter, do like one whole side of this bed carrots, because Janelle and I just bought a huge package of Scarlet Nate carrots. So I have the seed. Okay, so we are going to leave this side of the garden. We're going to go check all the tomatoes that I replanted over here. Some of them were suckers, some of them were tomato plants that I took out of the tunnel, and some of them were big, healthy, beautiful plants that Janelle gave me because she had extras. So let's take a look at these guys. You can see these were suckers that came out, and they're not really growing out of it. So this was one out of my tunnel, but you can see the new growth on it. I took the old growth off. The new growth, I want this one to be the new leader. Looks pretty good. Let's see if I can't get the camera to focus on that for us. There we go. Not terrible. So it seems like, same thing with this guy. This was out of my tunnel. So it seems like the ones, like the plants that I actually took out are able to recover, but the suckers that I took off are not. Even if the suckers were already rerooted in there. Look at this guy just being big and fabulous. The flowers on him already. Hello, my dear. You are the star of this side. Happy to have you here. Oh, these tomatoes. This one too, and this one was out of my tunnel. Doesn't really seem to be recovering that well, but we'll see. This was out of the tunnel. Seems to be recovering. This was out of the tunnel. Looks good. This, oh, the corn. There was corn over here. I have a problem with just planting seeds and then planting more seeds. So this is an Amish buttercorn. Before I decided to put tomatoes over here, I had Chopay corn. With Chopay corn, I grew it last year and it just didn't do that great. I wanted to try it again this year and it just didn't do that great. It just wasn't growing. Like, it just kind of like was stunted. And maybe it just doesn't like my soil. I'm not sure. So I did some research, and it kind of is more like a, we're South Carolina Zone 7B, so we're like southeast. It's more of a northwest kind of a corn. So I just I pulled it, but I didn't realize that before I pulled it, I went through and put this, like, replanted the spots that were missing with an Amish buttercorn. So I'm gonna leave it and just see how it grows, and I will see if there's another one over here somewhere. Oh, that there and that there, that little one. So right there and right there. So I'm going to leave them, and I will hand pollinate them because they are very clearly not in a block or going to be able to be pollinated well. I'll just hand pollinate them. It'll be fun. This guy, oh, I guess you can't see if I'm in the shadow. Looking nice. That one's looking nice. The beans, I think, are the most happy and appreciative of this trellis. Oh look, we already have some beans. I want to be bringing in bowls upon bowls of beans. That is a dream of mine. Our family eats a lot of green beans. I just would love to be swimming in beans. Like when I dream of my garden, I dream of being just overwhelmed with produce. And that happens to a lot of people. And I think because I so desire that, it's going to be all the sweeter when I get there, because I did not get there last year. I planted a lot of things, but of course, soil problems. I don't think I'm going to get there this year. Planted a lot of things, but soil problems. You'll see our compost video. It's going to get put out before this one. We're going to do an in-depth thing on what we are doing to close the loop and do our own compost and our own soil amendments. We're frustrated as new gardeners, trying to figure out everything that every plant needs, because it's different in every zone, it's different in every climate, it's different in every soil. There's so many things that you have to understand and know about each plant. And I think it was Jeff Lawson who said, I don't make good gardens, I make good compost. So I am taking that. There's a lot less to learn about how to make good compost than how to specifically grow each and every vegetable that we want to grow. So that's what we're going to do. It seems simpler for our minds and our hearts and our time as busy moms. But, oh, sweet potatoes. I put new sweet potatoes in. I have to show you guys that. So that's going to be our take on how we're going to be gardening and the effort that we're going to put in. Because there's only so much time in the day. There's only so much energy that you have. And I still have, like, homeschool and children to feed and a house to run and all those things. Look at these sweet potatoes. So that slip on the end is from Janelle. All of these are from my potato that just keeps giving. And these last three on the end are from Janelle. They went in beautifully. They are growing strong. And we are just going to keep planting. We have a long season, so we're going to keep doing sweet potatoes until the frost comes. We're happy about them. Sweet potatoes, I don't think I'm going to can them. I don't have a root cellar, so I'm going to try and store some in the garage for fresh eating. But I think I'm going to try and freeze dry and freeze some. You guys want to see our tadpoles? There's a tadpole, that little black guy. They're eating all that algae in there. My kids. We gotta dump this pool. But they have tadpoles in it now. I can't dump it, right? We'll have to see what we can do about that. Let me save some of them. These guys don't seem to be super dark green. They don't seem to love just being in the clay compacted soil. So we'll see what happens to them. I'm going to give them some bacteria too. Vine borers on this guy. I think I saved him. Oh, the vine borers are awful. They are probably the worst pest in the garden. I bought some Tromponzino squash that's supposedly resistant to vine borers. Like, it's a very woody stem and they just don't go for it. You know what I found out? The moth that lays the eggs for the vine borers is a stinking pollinator. And I go, oh, really? Look at this nice one. I'm so grateful. I think the baby is done being on my back in the carrier. Oh, those lovely baby noises. Are you protesting, sir? Would you like to get down and go play? Well, we are going to go ahead and end this garden update with saying thank you for hanging out with me today. You know, having the passion to learn something is what really gets us through hard times. Thank you for letting me share my passion with you. We'll see you tomorrow. Beautiful rhythm in our mornings. We eat a quick breakfast, we get out to the garden, and then we swing on the swings. And okay, let's swing. And we swing on the swings for an hour, and we sing and we chat, and it's something that I really cherish every morning. Develop a rhythm that you enjoy with your children, because that's really what makes the moments.